Hey, welcome back to my channel Endless Pages. I'm Liv and welcome to today's video, which is my December TBR. So it's already that time again. Time for my final TBR of the year, which is insane. Like, I keep saying I feel like I blacked out. Like, where has my year gone? What have I done with my life this year? Like, where are all my memories? They're gone. I don't know what I did this year. Someone has stolen my memories, or someone's like gaslighting me that it's the end of the year. Anyway, welcome to my December TBR. So, it's going to be an interesting one. I'm filming this like November 28th and I am in a huge slump. Surprise, surprise. Are we surprised? No. I participated in a readathon in November. It was really fun, but it's put me in a slump, so I'm not going to be finishing the readathon, which is kind of shitty of me because it's a team-based one. But I got to do what I got to do for my reading, so I'm not sure how much more reading I'll get done in November. And obviously that'll affect how much I need to read in December to reach my reading goal, which I haven't reached yet. So, December is the month of no readathons, with an exception of course, because I don't practice what I preach. But the idea is I'm not participating in any of the Christmassy ones I would have liked to, because December is reading what I want to read, and not reading because I have to fulfill a prompt. We are going to mood read. We are going to pick up whatever the fuck I want to pick up, and I'm so excited for that. Why am I doing this? And of course, like I said, there's always an exception because, yeah. But this is a very good exception. So, the lovely Merb from Reading with Merb has created her very own readathon, and the effort and creativity, when I tell you, the effort and creativity that has gone into this readathon is insane. The thought, the planning, the creativity, the effort, the love that went into this readathon is so incredible. I'm sure everyone that watches my channel already knows Merb, because she's amazing. But if not, I will obviously put her channel and the announcement to her readathon, the Bookymon readathon, in the description below. This is a readathon based off Pokemon. Which is so cool. I'm not really a Pokemon person, but I am now. I am now after this readathon, I swear. So, this readathon is going to be a year-long readathon happening next year. But what you can do is, to give yourself a bit of a leg up, is start in December. I'm not going to be able to do the explaining justice, so go check out the announcement video. But basically, there's like 3 types you can choose from, and that's going to be your starter Pokemon. And there's just like different types, so you don't know what starter Pokemon you're going to get. You just have to, I just kind of picked off vibe, which I think a lot of people are just kind of picking off vibes. So I'm just going into the Discord. Yeah, that's right. I picked the moon. I don't know what the Pokemon, I keep saying Pokemon. I don't know what the Bookymon looks like yet, but I've joined the moon team. And there's a prompt that I have to fulfill for that, which I will tell you about when I am talking about the books. But I thought this was kind of an okay justification. Not justification. Oh my god, I'm so tired. I'm not retaking this. This is one take. I thought this was an okay exception because all I have to do this month is just read one book that fits the prompt, which is an easy prompt, so that's fine. And you can get some tools and stuff which will help you out next year. But we'll see how I go. We'll just see if books I read happen to meet some of those tool prompts. But yeah, that's my one exception. Participating in Bookymon, but I only really kind of have to read one book for that. And if I don't, that's okay. I can just start fresh next year when the readathon kind of like officially happens anyway. So, was that long-winded enough for you guys of an intro? Anyway. Yeah, I'm just going to tell you about a bunch of books that I potentially want to get to. I'm probably going to read not a single book on this list, but I don't care because December is about mood reading. The first up is The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer, I believe, by Michelle Hodkin. This is a young adult book. One I've been curious about for a while, and I have been umming and ahhing about purchasing it, but I saw it was at my library, so I was like, yeah, I might as well pick this up and see what I think of it. This is a young adult book about Mara. She wakes up in hospital with like no memory of how she got there or any explanation as to why the bizarre accident that caused the deaths of her boyfriend and 2 best friends left her mysteriously unharmed. Her doctors suggest she starts over in a new city at a new school and just hope her memories gradually come back. But her new start is anything but comforting. She sees the faces of her dead friends everywhere, and now she started to see other people's deaths before they happen. Is she going crazy, as if dealing with this all isn't enough? Noah Shaw, the most beautiful boy she's ever seen. Sorry, it's so way. Can't seem to leave her alone, but does he have her best interests at heart or another agenda altogether? This sounds sick, but also at the same time I'm terrified. It's gonna give me like early 2000s YA vibes, which I mean I love because I reread the Hush Hush series all the time. Obviously see it in a little bit of a different light now, but I still love it because of nostalgia. But I'm not going to have any nostalgia with this book, if that makes sense. I am so tired. So I don't know what I'll think of this. I'm so excited to read it because it sounds really good, but it also might be incredibly YA and make me hate it. So yeah, we'll see with this one. Next up are a bunch of books that I put on my November TBR that just didn't happen. But I still really want to read them, and the reason they are getting pushed along despite me saying mood read in December is because I really want to read these books. So I'm really sad that they didn't happen in November, and I really want to read them because I really want to do an Aussie crime vlog, reading like Aussie crime books, because I feel like that I want that to be my new fixation in books after becoming obsessed with Jane Harper this year. This is the most chaotic video I've ever filmed. So I probably talked about these a lot in my last TBR video, so I won't spend too much time on them, but the 4 books I want to read for that vlog, spoiler, are first up Scrublands by Chris Hammer, the first book in the Martin Scarsden series. This is about this isolated town where this priest is really young, charismatic, loved by the community. One day he just opens fire on his congregation, and then he then turns the gun on himself, and then we follow a journalist a year later, Martin Scarsden. He arrives to write a feature on the anniversary of the tragedy, but kind of finds out the more that he talks to the locals that things aren't really kind of adding up. So that's that. It does kind of give me Jane Harper vibes, with the main character kind of having a troubled past himself. We love troubled journalists, troubled cops in books. I don't know, it's, you know what I mean, it's good. Next up in this kind of vlog I want to do is Cutter's End by Margaret Hickey. Hickey. This is set New Year's Eve 1989. 18-year-old Ingrid Mathers is hitchhiking her way to Alice Springs. Bored, hungover and separated from her friend Joanne, she accepts a lift to the remote town of Cutter's End. We then jump to spring 2021. Detective Sergeant Mark Aridi is seconded to a recently reopened case, one in which it appears he has a personal connection. See, we love those personal connections with the cops and the journalists. Oh, it's so good. 3 decades ago, a burnt and broken body was discovered in the scrub off the Stewart Highway, 300 kilometres south of Cutter's End. Though ultimately ruled an accidental death, many people, including a high-profile celebrity, are convinced it was murder. When Mark interviews with the witnesses in the old case files go nowhere, he has no choice to make the long journey north to Cutter's End. And with the help of local senior constable Jagdeep Kaur, he soon learns that the death is not the only unsolved case that hangs over the outback town. Outback crime is just hits different. That's another book. The next one I kind of want to read in this vlog is The Bluffs by Kyle Perry, recommendation from Mel, from a book fiend named Mel. This is about a group of teenage girls go missing in the remote wilderness of Tasmania's Great Western Tiers. Because 3 decades ago, 5 young girls also disappeared in the same area, and the legend of the Hungry Man still haunts locals to this day. So this is just about Detective Con Badenhurst investigating in a town with corrupt cops and small town politics, a teenage YouTube sensation, and everyone is hiding something, and bluffing is second nature. When a body is found, mourned, suspicion turns to a wild animal, but that can't explain why she was discovered barefoot, her shoes at the top of the cliff, laces neatly tied. So I thought this might kind of break up the similarity of Scrublands and Cutter's End kind of thing. The fourth and final book I want to read in this vlog is actually one I don't think I talked about last month. This is a recommendation from my brother. This is Blood in the Dust by Bill Swiggs, another outback crime one. This is set in Victoria. 5 bushrangers led by the brutal Warrigal Anderson raid a small homestead. When they ran away, a 19-year-old Toby's life is changed forever. His parents lie dead at his feet and his brother Patrick is badly wounded. Later on, him and Patrick will seek to restore the family fortunes and outwit not only the rich businessmen who conspired to rob them of their birthright, but the vicious men who murdered their parents. Yes, this sounds good. Sounds good. So that's my plans for the Aussie crime vlog. Probably won't happen, but all of those books sound amazing and I just love Aussie crime. So yeah. Next up, I want to read this newish release, and this is Dark Air by C.S. Paquette, another Aussie author actually. I read the first book in this series, Dark Rise, earlier this year as like a group buddy read and fell in love with it. It was absolutely fantastic. And I'm still to this day like not over the ending of that book. The twist at the end and the final line has stuck with me for so long. I just can't get it out of my head. It was absolutely fantastic. Fantastic way to end the first book. And like it's young adult, but it seems so much more adult. Don't ask me to explain the plot of this book. I'm also very intimidated to go into this because like I can't remember what happened other than like the final line. Well, I mean, I can kind of remember what happened, but I can't super remember characters' names. But the first book is about, I think he's like 17-year-old Will. He's on the run, pursued by the people who killed his mother. I'm using a blurb to help me, like, I can't even remember. When an old servant tells him it's his destiny to fight beside the Stuarts, who are the only ones that remember the battles between light and dark. Also in this world, like, magic doesn't really exist anymore. Will is ushered into a world of magic where he must train to play a vital role in the upcoming battle against the dark. London is threatened by the Dark King's return. The reborn heroes and villains of a long-forgotten war begin to draw battle lines. But as the young descendants of light and dark step into their destined roles, old alliances and old flames are awakened. He must stand with the last heroes of the light to prevent the fate that destroyed their world from returning to destroy his own. Again, I cannot get over the ending of the first book. Fucking brilliant. Also, this is queer. Amazing. I'm very, very scared to read this. This is going to break my heart, I think. I'm very scared for some of the characters and the decisions they will make in this book, but yeah, if anyone could just like give me a brief recap of who's who in this book, I'll be good to read it. So, you know how I was telling you about the Bookemon readathon? The prompt for the moon Bookemon is read a book with a moon on the cover, which is just such a good easy prompt. I love. So I'm not going to go into detail about these books because these are just kind of what I've come up with after a really quick thought. I haven't put heaps and heaps of thought into it. These are just like, if I can't think of anything else, I got some options. The first one is the first book in the middle grade series, Lockwood & Co., The Screaming Staircase. This is Ghost Hunting London. I think it's set in London, right? Yeah. Kids being the only ones able to see ghosts. Ghosts have kind of overrun the world. This is just to fill the hole that has been left in my heart after the cancellation of the Netflix show. So I have been kind of thinking about this recently because I've been watching so many edits. But anyway, the other option is this book, which I'm like 99% sure is on my self-destruct list. This is The Infinity Courts by Akiyemi Dawn Bowman. That's such a cool name, by the way. This is kind of like set in the afterlife with AI, evil AI. Yeah, these are like potential options. Like I said, I haven't put heaps of thought into it, so I could potentially come up with something better in December, but I just wanted to have some options to tell you guys. The final potential book I want to read in December is Die For You by Lauren Jackson. This has been described as like a smarty vampire diary, so hell yeah, it's like a romantasy. Also, I met Lauren Jackson the other night, the author of this book, and she is absolutely lovely. She's so sweet. She signed my book. It's lovely. And the dedication is to those who never grew out of their vampire era. I want to be back in my vampire era. I've missed being a vampire girly. I want it back. So yes, this is described as like Twilight meets Vampire Diaries. So the plot is the death certificate says my sister died 2 years ago in an accident, but her body was never found. I was the sole survivor. Then I saw her. Somebody lied. Now I must travel across the country to find answers from a bloodthirsty vampire with one thing on his mind. I will find out the truth, even if it kills me. And then we also have the Protector. I didn't mean for this to happen. I didn't mean for any of it to happen. Now Rhea is here. She is mine, and I will protect her at all costs. With our bond, if she dies, I die. Stop. If it doesn't add up and it's all a mess, it's my job to fix it and find my brother. She knows I'm hiding something, but I'm terrified to tell her the truth. And then we have another perspective. It's been years since I had a lead. This is the Predator. Now I have one. I will watch, I will wait, I will strike. He will be mine. This sounds amazing. Just easy, fun, silly reading. Not silly, but you know, like easy, fun. Turn your brain off. Read some smart. Sounds amazing. So I'm excited. I'm excited to end off the year with smart. Okay, that was my TBR. I'm so sorry. I feel like each video I post just gets shittier and shittier. But I'm so tired, okay? It's past my bedtime, honestly. Yeah, that was my December kind of tentative TBR. Let me know in the comments, are you participating in any readathons? Have you already completed your Goodreads goal, and are you just reading for shits and giggles? Like, are you just adding on top of your total? Let me know also what book you are most excited for in December. Thank you so much for watching this video. The Bookemon readathon announcement will be in the description below, as well as all of my social media platforms. Give this video a like if you enjoyed the chaos, and subscribe if you would like to see more of my shitty ass content. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in whatever the hell I post next. Bye. I'm going to bed, man. Oh my god.